When I was a student, a lot of people had very controversial opinions about investment banking. They either really disliked it because of the capitalist stereotypes that are associated with working at an investment bank, or they really liked it because they were personally pursuing it. And investment banking really is one of the few non technical roles out there that can pay you very well right out of college. For example, somebody working in New York nowadays can make a 125K base salary with a 50 to 100% bonus if they're working at a top investment bank. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Matt Huang, and I'm a current management consultant and former investment banking analyst. And I make these videos because I like to, but also because I wish that somebody would have made these when I was a student. If you want me to make more of these videos, please subscribe and leave in the comments any suggestions for future content. But today we're going to be talking about M&A, so let's get into it. So before we get into it, I do want to caveat that a lot of people don't actually know what investment banks do. And so to be fair, there's a lot of different things that investment banks are participating in. But broadly speaking, it boils down to activities that allow companies to function or grow via either one, accessing the capital markets, or two, participating in M&A, which is mergers and acquisitions, when a company wants to buy or sell another company. So what exactly is M&A, and what is the banker's role in this? Well, if you think about it, buying or selling another business is typically a very pivotal event in a company's history. So oftentimes what you'll find is that the CEO or the CFO may have never even seen an M&A transaction during their entire tenure at the business. And so this is where your expertise as an M&A investment banker comes in, because you have seen hundreds of transactions and you know exactly what works and what doesn't. And so your role is really at a high level to guide and advise the CEO and the other C-suite executives on this entire process, from the beginning when they're starting to develop the marketing materials, to the middle when they start to develop a buyer list and go out to potential buyers, to the end when they've selected a buyer and they're finally negotiating the final deal terms with the hope of ultimately closing the deal. So what does this entail as a junior banker specifically? Well, it's going to be a lot less glamorous than what I just mentioned, because as a junior banker, your main role is really to be a processor. And what I mean by that is you're going to be spending a lot of time in PowerPoint and Excel, basically putting together various analyses and PowerPoint decks for meetings to facilitate this whole process. And you're also going to be working closely with the other advisors, like the lawyers and consultants that are involved with this M&A transaction. And so the reason why I say that this is not as glamorous as it sounds is because you're not actually the one that is managing the relationship with the client. And so this might be a controversial opinion, but there's actually a lot less client interaction as a junior banker than one might think, because the relationship is between the senior banker and the C-suite executives. And you're also not going to be traveling that often, because oftentimes you will be spending 15 hours a day in the office grinding through PowerPoint and Excel while your senior banker goes to meet the client in person. And when you're not doing solo work in PowerPoint or Excel, you're going to be in meetings where 90% of the time you will be taking notes. You're very rarely going to be asked to take a speaking role in meetings as an investment banking analyst, especially as a first-year analyst right out of college. So I think you can expect that most of the time you're going to be asked to take notes, pay attention, and note any follow-ups that come out of that call. So after all this, you must be thinking, why the hell would I want to do M&A? Well, there's a couple of good reasons, but the first reason really is that the technical skills that you're going to pick up working in the M&A group are going to be extremely valuable, especially if you're looking to move into roles like private equity or hedge funds. And the reason for this is the M&A group at a bank is going to do the most relevant financial modeling in most cases, outside of maybe the equity research team, which also gets a lot of modeling experience. But other groups at the bank, like sales and trading, equity capital markets, debt capital markets, those guys are not going to be getting the same level of modeling experience as somebody working in the M&A group. You're going to have a lot of experience putting together DCF, discounted cash flow models. You're going to put together, potentially leveraged buyout models, and maybe even accretion and dilution analysis if you're working with a public company. If you don't know what any of those words mean, that's okay. All you need to know is that you're going to get highly relevant experience in the M&A team from a technical standpoint, and that's going to make you very attractive to recruiters or headhunters that will try and poach you for roles at private equity firms or hedge funds. And the second reason is, no surprise, the pay is really good in the M&A group. Typically, the M&A team is going to get paid the largest bonus out of any group at the bank. This is assuming that you have a very good year, because your pay is directly correlated with the volume of deals that your bank is doing that year. So then, What are some reasons not to do M&A? Well, as I kind of alluded to, if first of all you're not interested in finance or potentially moving into an investment role down the road, then maybe consider other paths, because M&A is going to be a significant personal investment because you're going to be working very long hours. I would say on average 70 to 100 hours a week when you're on a very busy live deal. And you're just not going to have as much control over your schedule due to how unpredictable the deal process is. So it's going to be very difficult actually for you to make personal commitments to, for example, your significant other if you want to have dinner with them at the same time every week. And also, it's very difficult to take real vacation time, because oftentimes what will happen is people will try to take time and they'll just end up having to work while they're on vacation. But anyways, that's it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please subscribe, and also feel free to leave in the comments below any suggestions for content that you'd like me to put out next. Thanks.